Talofa, kia ora, and welcome back to Freshing in Rugby. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, let's talk about rugby. Well, did you get the chance to watch the last round of the championship over in the last weekend? Well, before I share my thoughts on the games, this week I'll be enjoying my humble pie. I know I did say that the All Blacks were going to beat the Springboks, but not by a big margin. I told you guys it was going to be a small margin, a tight game, just like it was last week. But there was a reason why I said that. I knew if the Springboks came back with the same game plan, it was never going to work, because the All Blacks have already studied it and they've watched it since Argentina, then the Wallabies, then them, and then it came down to the last week. And so, that game plan wasn't going to work towards the All Blacks because they are an attacking team. And if you're kicking them the ball, it's pretty much you're like giving up. But however, my rugby fans, the South Africans turned up and they brought the beast back with them. Oh man, I loved it. And that's what I meant. I knew you South Africans, that you guys, your DNA wasn't kicking, it was running the ball. That's how you guys have always been in the past. I mean, there's nothing wrong with kicking, but if you're kicking too much, you never get to show your strength, and you did that on Saturday. I mean, that's what forwards are made for. They're made for running the ball, not chasing the ball all the time. And so that was pretty cool. Now, I felt that the All Blacks stuck to their game plan, punching through the middle and then utilise the space outside. And it did work, where Adi Savir scored that amazing try of Barrett to Ioane. And so, yeah, it was a pretty mean dive from Adi Savir. I felt like Richie Mo'unga could have, provided more impact to the game if he had come in a little bit earlier. I think 15 minutes is not enough. You can't really get the feel of the game. I mean, it is good if your team is winning by a big margin, but then you can sort of do whatever you like. But in men's games like that, man, it's kind of hard. You really have to find your feet pretty quick on. But it wasn't early enough for me. And so I thought the All Blacks did well. There wasn't really that much in it. I mean, once again, Jody Barrett stepped up. I know he missed a couple of kicks, but he got the ones that were really important, and that's what counts the most. And so one penalty that I think should have been given the other way was when Frans Steyn made that hit on Damien McGinty. That was ball and all tackle, man. It was pretty clear to me that Damien lost that ball. And so if only the refs could have gone back and have a look at the big screen, which they didn't. I don't know why they didn't, but so anyways, I reckon Frans Steyn should have won that ball. Now, the South Africans, who were my favourite player as well, the one that I just told you, Frans Steyn, man, there was something that I love about him when he came on. Not only he brought in the attitude, but it was a positive energy. Man, it was so good. That's something that we can tend to lose at times when we're under pressure, is to enjoy the game that we love. Rugby is a basic game to play, and we must enjoy it with everything. And that was something that was missing from both teams. But I reckon the South Africans missed that the most, because obviously they've been on a losing streak. And so Frans Steyn bringing on that smile and just motivating everyone, man, even in that last penalty kick, even before the kick, the penalty was given and the man was going around just hugging and picking up everyone. Man, I love that type of attitude. That's the perfect vibe for any club if you want to succeed, and for any team, to enjoy every moment of the game. Because once that moment is gone, you can't get it back. Another one that was stood out to me from the Springboks was Malcolm Marx. Now, I always said, why is this guy starting off the bench, man? And another question that I always wonder, why do coaches always put their best players on the bench? I know we always say and we talk about being impact, but don't you want to start your best 15? And so those are my thoughts. I mean, that guy made a big difference. He came on 2 minutes just before halftime. Well, the whole front row came on 2 minutes before halftime. I've never seen that before, never. I guess for me, the player of the match for me was, let me see if in case I get his name wrong, is Dwayne Vermeulen. Now the number 8 for South Africa. Man, he was a bulldozer. You know who he reminded me of? He reminded me of the Tulangi brother. You know, the one that plays number 8 for Samoa. Man, when he ran that ball on Saturday, I was like, who's going to tackle him? Who's going to tackle him? I wouldn't have tackled him. He led from front, man. Everything. He definitely put his body on the line, especially when Kolisi went off the field for his injury. And so I wish you all the best as well. See, I hope you're recovering, my brother. Yeah, so that was a pretty mean game. I will go back and watch that as well. The Wallabies versus the Pumas. Well, I knew the Wallabies was going to take that game confidently as well. Cooper, Karevi, and Ikitau are proven to be the combinations for the Wallabies, and I hope they stick to it. I hope none of those guys get injured. And if they stick to their combination, I think the Wallabies are forced to be reckoned with. Yeah, so watch out, world. I think the Wallabies' next game is Japan. I think they'll be up and ready for that as well. But I felt like towards the last quarter of the game, I felt like the Wallabies went back to their old ways, you know, just penalties after penalty after penalty. I mean, man, you can't, if it was the All Blacks, it'll be like penalty, try, penalty, try, penalty, try. You know, Wallabies, come on, brothers. You know, you guys are doing so well. And then in the last quarter, there was one point, it was 6 penalties, you know, consecutive penalties, one after the other. You know, discipline to the capital D needs to be spoken about at training, but I'm sure you guys will work on that. But no, apart from that, I felt like those are the things that were good for me to watch. Well, those are my point of view about the games. And what did you think? You know, those are just my opinion, my thoughts on the games. Looking forward to see what you think. And so, yeah, thanks again for watching. Peace.